The first really hot weekend of the year in the UK, and I'm stuck inside making Digimon videos. I couldn't ask for more. In Digimon Adventure 2020, a lot of Digimon in the main cast got new fun evolutions, like Blitz Greymon for Agumon or Ponchomon for Palmon. Evolutions that already existed, but hadn't typically been seen in the Adventure continuity before. But this got me thinking about what if that had also happened with the original Digimon Adventure from 1999, giving them branching Digivolution. What if each Digimon partner of that season or set of movies got at least one more evolution in their branches more akin to V-Pet style Digivolution? So on today's video, let's do that. What is up, digital companions? Before we get into today's video, I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, ZenMarket. You all know I've worked with other Japanese proxy services before, but it's always important to me that you are getting the best deal, the best service when I promote something. So when ZenMarket came to me and showed me what they were doing, I was really impressed. And at the end of the day, I just want to give you as many options for Japanese proxy services as possible. ZenMarket is a Japan shopping proxy service, putting the ability to get Digimon goods and more from Japan in your hands without having to have a friend or acquaintance who lives in Japan or even having to go all the way to Japan yourself. ZenMarket ensures that all your items are well packed and well consolidated with zero consolidation fees. Pretty good. And ZenMarket has a 60-day free storage period, so you can shop for more stuff before packing it all up and getting it sent out to you. With ZenMarket, you can buy almost anything from any Japanese store online as long as it's eligible for international shipping. And it is especially integrated with shopping platforms like Rakuten, Amazon Japan, Yahoo Japan Auctions, Mercari, etc., as well as over 10,000 other Japanese stores. ZenMarket is trusted by over 2 million users worldwide and has many shipping and payment methods to choose from. So let's say you're looking to find one of the hard to find complete selection or other similar Digivices, searching for them through ZenMarket and sites like Mercari will get good results. Yahoo Japan Shopping also has some great stuff, and there's even Zen Plus, which will give you no service fees. And if you can't find what you're looking for on ZenMarket itself, you can also copy the item link from an outside website, paste it into the ZenMarket search bar, and shop from stores not integrated into the ZenMarket website. You can also find and purchase, let's say, something more rare, like the Digimon Axel that was only sold in Japan, as well as Digimon cosplay items, among many, many more, Digimon goods, and if you're buying multiple items, as I said, it'll all get consolidated with no fees. So make sure you use my link in the description down below to get a free sign up for ZenMarket plus 750 Zen points as a gift for new members who use my promo code Karn EX. Zen points can then be used to discount international shipping fees, with 1 Zen point equating to 1 Japanese yen. With that, you can buy from those 10,000 plus Japanese stores with free 60-day storage and 19 languages supported and trusted by 2+ million users worldwide. That works great with ZenMarket's multiple shipping methods, including UPS, DHL, FedEx, and Zen Express. So do make sure you check them out, and thank you to ZenMarket for sponsoring this video. Alright, so branching evolutions for Digimon Adventure. Talking specifically about the 1999 season, but also the movies pertinent to Adventure. We're gonna kind of sideline 02, so there'll be no like 02 major talk here. Also not gonna be talking about things like 02 The Beginning or Hurricane Touchdown or things like that. Just about opportunities in the overall Adventure canon where Digivolution could have branched. I'm also, where possible, gonna treat this as if it actually happened at the time. So when 1999 came out, when Tri came out, when Kizuna came out, Digimon that existed in that time period. There's a Digimon from 2015, and I'm trying to put it in the 1999 season. It's not gonna happen. There'll probably be a Digimon in this video that I've messed up on the timeline for, and if I have, let me know. Soz in advance. The first opportunity that struck me with this video was that potentially we could introduce the X antibodies into Digimon Adventure Tri. That movie introducing Alphamon and Yggdrasil, and indeed Meicumon's strange X theming, really to me felt like a deliberate nod to the X antibody, if indeed the X antibody wasn't fully planned for Tri at some point and then someone in creative nixed the idea. This then gives us some fun opportunities, like for example, Palmon could become Togemon X. This would be really neat if the original Adventure continuity Palmon got to become Togemon X, as Adventure 2020 continuity Palmon became Ponchomon, kind of completing our trio of Togemon Evos in the Adventure continuities. Plus we could also have Lilymon X and Rosemon X here, which would be a ton of fun. And Gomamon X, Phoenixmon X, Garudamon X. Even, and this is going to be an Agumon and Gabumon heavy video, but all of the X antibodies for those guys too. Metal Garurumon X and Wargreymon X. Even Omnimon X in Tri. Honestly, I might have taken that over Merciful Mode low low-key. Speaking of Agumon and Gabumon, something that I would have liked to have seen in Kizuna or Tri, and indeed Adventure 2020, was Victory Greymon and Zeed Garurumon. Adventure 2020 introducing Blitz Greymon and Crest Garurumon to an adventure continuity was fantastic, but that does to me leave Victory Greymon and Zeed Garurumon a little bit out of the cold, and especially because sometimes Victory Greymon and Zeed Garurumon are almost considered like one step up, like an additional thing on top of Metal Garurumon and War Greymon. Maybe these could have been actual bio-merges like we thought the bonds were going to be. Perhaps these could have been like a Magna Garurumon and Kaiser Greymon situation where half the kids merge together and create crazy forms. Also, you know, we've created an Omnimon for these guys before, so I would love to have seen that happened in Tri or Kizuna. Maybe Kizuna, honestly. Kizuna also did not give a lot for the other kids to do evolution-wise, so I think it would have been nice to maybe at least throw in some Ultra Evolutions or alternative Megas there if they weren't all gonna get bond forms like we gave them in a video a while ago. Tentamon, for example, finally getting maybe Tyrant Kabuterimon. Imagine it being a Dark Digivolution for Mega Kabuterimon. That would be crazy. Or even Hercules Kabuterimon, because Tyrant Kabuterimon is often used as an Ultra. We could introduce something like Ancient Irismon for Garudamon, or have Biomon digivolve to a completely different Digimon, like Darkmon or something. Give like this randomly feminine humanoid evolution for Sora. Kizuna might be a good opportunity because Digimon are kind of like fading away. Maybe introduce some more Care Mistake style things. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a main partner, but maybe one of the international Digidestined could have their Digimon, instead of like Floramon to Kiwimon, turn into Numemon. I think that would be fun. I've always wanted to see a Digimon season where Care Mistakes are more of a thing. Ghost Game came sort of close. It would just be fun to have a protagonist partner. Like, imagine Agumon digivolving to Numemon in one episode. It's not a Dark Digivolution, it's more like a Care Mistake evolution. Talking specifically about Tri, I think it would also be nice to see Meikumon at some point, maybe not in Tri itself, maybe in the future, but mirror Gatomon more closely. As I've talked about before, Meikumon and Gatomon are a mirror pair. Two cats that digivolve differently and then combine at the end for nefarious purposes. That's why I'd also like to see them get a DNA Digivolution that isn't as nefarious. I love the idea of Meikumon, instead of Black Gatomon, becoming Lady Devimon and Lilithmon. And they wouldn't have to be an evil Lady Devimon or an evil Lilithmon. They could just be darker, you know? That would be fun, a way of having a new evolution line for Meikumon that doesn't fully redeem it. Also, I'd just like to finally see her be able to digivolve to Racielmon in Adventure continuity, honestly. Seeing Racielmon in Adventure 2020 was fun, but I just love some opportunity to bring Meikumon back and have it become Racielmon. But also, if Meikumon became Lady Devimon and Lilithmon, that would also give us an opportunity to add something to Gatomon's line that I've wanted to see in the Adventure continuity since at least the card game came out, if not longer, having the Meikumon Lady Devimon and the Gatomon Anjouwumon become Mastemon, a mirror to how they became Ordaimon. And I do think Ordaimon is supposed to be kind of like an evil, witchy, dark path alternate to Mastemon. I would love to see these two actually become Mastemon one day, and that in itself would be a branch for Gatomon. But going back to 1999 itself, creating more of a challenge Digimon that existed before then, so 1999, 1998, and 1997, there is some fun stuff I'd like to see. I wish at some point Kabuterimon had got to become the blue Mega Kabuterimon, just during one episode, just something very silly. The original adventure didn't do as much as Adventure 2020 as far as kind of disrupting the data of Digimon to cause branch evolution, but I think something just as silly as Tentomon remarking how he prefers being blue when he digivolves and is disappointed to revert back to red as Mega Kabuterimon. There could be some comedic bit where he becomes blue Mega Kabuterimon before Izzy points out that he is red as Tentomon, causing the two to laugh, to go, oh, the color doesn't even matter, and then going forward, Kabuterimon could interchangeably become blue or red Mega Kabuterimon, maybe as like a camouflage situation. Maybe they're in a very blue area or the ocean or something, and blue Mega Kabuterimon would blend in more. Or they're in a red environment and red Mega Kabuterimon, I don't know. I just want to see blue Mega Kabuterimon, sorry. And keeping that theme of variants going, I think it would have been cool to see Birdramon be able to become Subirdramon, maybe even as a Dark Digivolution. That could have been interesting for Sora. Instead of an uncontrollable Skull Greymon type Dark Digivolution, perhaps her Birdramon could be empowered by Sora's love, turning cold or a bit toxic. Sora perhaps becoming jaded with the digital world and not knowing how to love Birdramon anymore, or Biomon. Making Biomon Dark Digivolve to Subirdramon, but it not being out of control, just stronger in this continuity than Birdramon. But that stronger power drains Birdramon and Sora, which is eventually overcome with the Crest of Love and the events that lead to Garudamon. For Gomamon, yes, Plesiomon is obviously the one that we always go to, because we've never seen Plesiomon actually be the Digivolution in the anime of Adventure 1999. But what about if Ikakumon didn't head down a more Viking route and instead stayed made a big fluffy mount, with no electric elements and maybe more of a pivot towards the ice that is prevalent, becoming, say, Mammothmon, which was in Adventure, but it doesn't bother me if we reuse Digimon that were monsters of the day, it's fine. And Ancient Megatheriumon would be a wonderful mega there, but unfortunately it came out in 2002. But I mean, Plesiomon would kind of fit the mount theme, but isn't fluffy. I don't know, maybe Ikakumon can just branch into Mammothmon and then it rejoins to Vikemon. I don't mind. We didn't technically see Vikemon in the original series anyway, so this would just give an extra ultimate for Gomamon. And then thinking about Patamon, there's only really two things I've ever wanted to see from Patamon in the original continuity. Adventure 2020 did something really cool where briefly we saw Holy Angemon, Magna Angemon, Priest Mode in an evolution sequence. However, given that Adventure was a direct anime kind of follow-up and using Taichi from v-tamer, it would have been great to see Holy Angemon Priest Mode in the Adventure continuity actually as a form that Magna Angemon could become. Maybe instead of a branching evolution, it would be a slide evolution to Priest Mode, needing to be reserved and meditative and priest-like. Also, I think a really neat thing could have been if 1999 TK could have had his Patamon digivolve to Unimon, an original V-Pet evolution for Patamon that also I think is what inspired Pegasusmon to be Patamon's Hope Armor Digivolution in 02. As such, having a bit of a nod to that in one episode, similar to the nod to Pegasusmon in Adventure 2020, would have been fun. Patamon becoming a rideable horse for one episode and TK going, man, this is cool, I wish we could do this all the time. And then we flash forward to Digimon Adventure 02 where he gets to become Pegasusmon a lot. And finally, something I would have loved to see, as specifically a adult Digimon fan who is way more aware of the franchise looking back in retrospect, would be Agumon becoming Veedramon, Aero Veedramon, and All Force Veedramon. Now don't get me wrong, this does break our chronology a little bit. Veedramon existed before Digimon Adventure came out, because of course he did. He was in v-tamer, the manga. He was the partner of the Taichi of that manga. However, Aero Veedramon didn't exist until the year Adventure came out, and crazily, the span of v-tamer meant that All Force Veedramon didn't exist until 2002. Didn't debut though. I think in my heart, I think they would have already designed a full evolution line for Zero Maru, and it just took that long for it to happen. But if it didn't, grant me this little bit of artistic liberty. I don't care if it ends up being like in Our War Game or 02 or something after to allow for the chronology to be a little bit out of whack. It would have just been such a nice nod to the original Taichi of v-tamer that our Adventure Taichi is based on, or at least is the same character but a different universe, if Agumon in the Adventure canon could access this form. And interestingly, it's not something that I'm just kind of like pulling from nowhere. In the Adventure 2020 Digivice toy, there was a recruitable Veedramon, and almost everything in that toy showed up in the show, apart from rare outsiders like this Veedramon. It's possible, I think, that this was an abandoned concept for the reboot. 2020 ties Agumon becoming Veedramon. But imagine if that happened back in 1999. Almost none of us non-Japanese fans at the time would have had any clue what it meant, but years later, whether it was through reading the manga, researching online, whatever it might be, we would have gone, oh, so that's why Agumon randomly became a blue dragon for a bit. It would have been such a nice callback, a little bit of a marriage between the Adventure continuity and the v-tamer continuity, which we only really saw in little crossover pages of the manga. Just have a little nod for the v-tamer fans of the time, but also years later, the people that became fans of the expanded Digimon media and came to know v-tamer. Agumon, Veedramon, Aero Veedramon, All Force Veedramon would work so great. And hey, similarly, Agumon becoming Tyrannomon would also have been a lovely homage to where Digimon began. So that is it, my ideas for what it might look like if the 1999 continuity of Digimon Adventure got a lot more branching Digivolution lines. For me, this was more about exploring like story opportunities and things like that, and not so much like full evolution lines, but just fun things we could have slotted in, or missed opportunities that I think could have happened in that continuity. If you're looking for more evolution line videos, make sure you do check out, I've got a bunch of playlists and stuff that you can check out on the channel. Thank you to today's sponsor, ZenMarket, and thank you to my patrons, as well as my sovereign level patron, ZDK14, over on patreon.com/Karn EX. I appreciate you all very much, and I appreciate all my channel members here on YouTube. You guys are holding it down too. I very much appreciate the hell out of you, and I'll see you next time when we go digital. Bye bye.